Hi, Cancer Sun and Rising. Welcome to your April 2023 Astro Update. It's Raina here. April is significant for Cancers because you're going to have a solar eclipse, which I think is going to be very powerful because it is right at the end of Aries. It's at 29 degrees, 50 minutes. It's practically into Taurus. And there's something called the critical degree in astrology. The 29th degree is the last degree of a sign, and it's kind of the condensed, version, or it's like packing. It almost to me is, I've been feeling like this is almost like a lunar eclipse, but because this could open new doors for you, you could be planting new seeds. I feel like it's one of those great combinations where it brings things to the culmination, but at the same time, there's that sense of newness about it. And actually, this is going to be the second new moon in the sign of Aries. As I recall, as I record this, we haven't had the first new moon, which is on March 21st. So two new moons within a month's time is a very potent kind of situation, especially since Aries is the first sign, and it has that sense of new beginnings times 1,000. So for you, this is falling in the 10th house of career. This could be one of those things where someone has been kind of toiling in obscurity and they finally hit it big. They finally have some kind of a breakthrough, and or they get a promotion that kind of catapults them even further than they thought it was going to. So it's just, I think this could be a big deal, very exciting, and I hope that it has that effect for you. But let's start from the beginning of the month. So as we begin the month of April, the sun is in Aries. So that means the sun is in your 10th house. Actually, you have a lot going on in that 10th house. You have the sun there, you have Jupiter, so that's very auspicious. And then you have Chiron. And I honestly believe, and some of you will also have Chiron in your natal 10th house. So maybe if you're around the age of 50 or so, or in your late 40s, and you're having your Chiron return, and you have Chiron in that house. For some people, depending on the choices they've made in life, this could have an impact on how they feel in terms of career. But we have, when I'm recording this, there's this Jupiter Chiron conjunction. I don't know exactly what the dates are. I don't know if it's the 13th or the 15th or something like that of March. And that's supposed to be a very healing time as well that you will have in that 10th house, or you're having. I don't know when you're going to be listening to this, or you have had it in this house. So, but I really feel that if you have your Chiron natally in this house, that this might be a second act for you in terms of becoming a healer of some sort. And and this is because when we're younger and we're more susceptible to the world's influences, and especially for those people who are maybe over the age of 40 or 50, around, I'll just say over 40, who have been more conditioned, like the younger generations are more comfortable with the idea of spirituality. Older generations didn't have the same exposure. Now that we have the internet, it makes it that much easier to kind of gain access to that. So all of these things can really lead to a person becoming very open to these different ways of living, because it is kind of like a different lifestyle. So that might come into this too. where you finally take the plunge in that area. And I'm not just saying for this month, but Jupiter will be here until May, and until it goes into Taurus and the 17th of May. But anyway, let's keep going here. I want to talk about the influences, and Mercury is going to be here until the 3rd of the month. So a lot going on. You might even be like, I was going to say auditioning for a job, but I mean interviewing and talking to people in positions of authority. But you have Jupiter having your back, and maybe lucky things happening. And so anyway, Mercury goes into Taurus on the 3rd of the month, and this is your 11th house of hopes and wishes. And this always, when you're an astrologer, or when you're doing a lot of things in life, you kind of like regurgitate and parrot things, right? You're just saying the same old, same old. And whenever I say that, I go, ugh, I wonder what people think of that. But if you really think about this area of life where you feel a sense of magic, hopeful qualities, I mean, the 8th house we could look at as magic, but the 11th house is kind of like this forward-looking energy or influence because it's Aquarius's domain, and this is also the house of friendships. And sometimes these things come together too, where you have a similar vision as people that you are part of a group with or your friends, and you want to make it happen because friendship represents fun experiences, right? Family can feel sometimes kind of obligatory and serious, but friendships is kind of like when you're having a good time. I mean, of course you can have a good time with your family. I understand that. But I'm saying like that sense of socializing, right? But this can be a vision that you hold. And this could even have a humanitarian angle to it. And so when Mercury goes into this house, you could be thinking about something along those lines. And one reason that this is even more emphasized at this time is because Uranus is in this house, and Uranus is the ruler of the 11th of Aquarius. So this is where it expresses itself in a consistent way. And in the 11th, it can mean that you are hooking up with the collective in some way. Maybe even electronically. This can, the 11th can be technology, and the internet is an obvious big part of this. So with Mercury there, that's definitely in alignment with that. Maybe you're just talking to your friends more. Maybe it's nothing grandiose, like I'm saying. But I just wanted to bring that out about Uranus in the 11th house, because I think that you're either hooking up with, oddballs, and I say that affectionately because I'm part of that ilk. Those types of people, or you're going to at some point. And I always think of Cancers as more of a traditional sign. So you're more, with the tried and true. But you know what? This is same with Taurus, and Taurus is having it in their sign. So this is, for some reason, you may have some groups that you're belong to. It could have a spiritual connection, like even like any kind of energy healing I could see as well. And hence that Chiron in the 10th. I mean, there could be some, maybe you're going to Reiki share. So let's see what else is happening. On the 6th, we have a full moon at 16 degrees of Libra. So there's another cardinal sign, just like Aries. but in the opposite house from the 10th, which is your domain, the 4th house. Full moon in your own house. Cancer, what is that all about? The full moon can bring out secrets, and this would be in the domestic sphere. So if you have anything, I'm not saying necessarily you, but you may discover something in your household that you didn't know about. Is that going to be a necessarily bad thing? Well, usually people keep secrets because they don't want somebody else to know about something. But I mean, it could just be something coming to your awareness, and this can also involve your mother and something that you find out about her. Also, the 4th house is your past, and in the sign of or in with this full moon, this could be some kind of realization that you come to about, how you grew up and how it affected you. And this can have a good effect if you are trying to connect the dots about something in your life that you want to understand better. Cancers are very, very sensitive, as I'm sure you know, and the past is so real to you that you can taste it. And sometimes you have to let go of the past. A full moon can be about letting go, but it's hard to let go when you don't really know exactly why you experience something. But once you can make peace with something, it's easier to do so. And there may be something going on like that. It could be some kind of like a completion. And this is going to be really enhanced in the next couple of years because you're going to start to see triggers to this house. Libra is going to have a solar eclipse here in October, and then going into 2024, of course, that will continue. And so your home sector and your career sector will be triggered with eclipses, and you're going to have to find some balance. And, it can work both ways. There could be some cancers who are homebodies and will be pushed out into the limelight for some reason, or outer world, out of their nest, and maybe some cancers, maybe some of you with the moon in Capricorn or something like that, or Leo, and or Mars and Leo, you're workaholics, where you connect more with the home. Okay. So this could be kind of the beginning of realizing these kinds of things that are going on, the dynamics. On the 11th, Venus goes into Gemini. This is your 12th house. And while Venus has been in Taurus, this may have been a time when you have been very social. Like I said, you already have Mercury there, and Uranus may make you, seek out the unusual. But Venus can even be love. And if you have met someone through your social interactions, you may be kind of taking that connection solo and away from the prying eyes of others. And 12th house can be is the hidden house, so it could be doing something and not necessarily telling others about it in the way of love. This could, if you meet somebody during this time, this could be a karmic connection in some way. You may feel this sense of that the two of you have, lived past lives together, and you could just feel very drawn to this individual. Be careful. One of the things that I always say when I'm doing like private love readings, relationship readings, or what have you, is that, it's possible to have a negative connection with someone and then feel that it is a karmic connection because you do feel so much familiarity with that individual. Whether people want to call things twin flames or karmic bonds, soulmates, it doesn't matter as long as you realize that a relationship should be healthy, and if something isn't healthy, trying to mystify it, whatever you want to call it, make it something mystical, isn't really a good thing, in my opinion, because then you're just making excuses for a bad relationship. So always, look at the quality of the relationship first. If there's a lot of drama in any way, then it's probably something that's a toxic relationship. And yes, maybe you have had many lifetimes with this person, but maybe that's because you still haven't gotten the memo and you still need to get it, to honor yourself and to respect yourself enough to only accept people who are respectful to you into your life and who appreciate you. Um, on the 19th or the 20th, depending on where you live, there's going to be a solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Aries. I've already covered this, but the bottom line is there could be new doors opening for you career-wise. This is the top of the chart, so this is your place in the world. Maybe you feel, as since Jupiter is already here, they're not going to form a conjunction. They're too far apart, but they still are both present here, and therefore they can indicate that you are expanding your territory when it comes to career matters. Maybe you are getting a promotion. Maybe you are getting with Jupiter here, even some of you may be like even going to another country um, for if your company has like another office in another country, you might be going there, and that's how the expansion expresses itself. Um, and the interesting thing is, because this is such a late degree of Aries, on the 20th, the sun goes into Taurus like a few hours later. So that just enhances the new beginnings too, because it's going into a new sign. So that's a cycle in itself. And then the day after that, on the 21st, Mercury goes retrograde at 15 degrees of Taurus. So that's your 11th house. And that could be something where you have to be careful that you don't have a misunderstanding with a friend, or for some of you, this can even be like rethinking one of the dreams that you have. And the whole idea of that is that sometimes we have these goals. When I say dreams, I mean long range goals. Sometimes goals change because circumstances change. If your job, maybe you're planning to build a house in another state or province or what have you, and then you get this job promotion and it's overseas. And so you have to, stop those plans. But you create new dreams for yourself. That's the beauty of it. It's not like you just lose what you had, you gain even more so. Oh, and one more thing I want to talk about is that Mars is going to be in your sign all month long. Mars, when I'm recording this in March, Mars is still in Gemini, and Mars is going into Cancer on March 25th. So actually, I'm recording this. What date am I recording this? I'm recording this on March 14th. So it still has 11 days yet to even get into Cancer. But a lot of you will probably be listening to this in March. So just want to say about this Mars and Cancer transit is that because you've had Mars in the 12th house for 7 months, some of you Cancers may have felt dragged down, like low energy. So this is going to be particularly significant when Mars goes into your sign, and then in the month of April, you should feel quite energized. So, because it'll be in your first house. So that just, and ambitious and raring to go. And I think especially since you've had it in that 12th house for so long, it makes it all that much sweeter to finally have it in your house. Okay, you guys, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading with me, I have standalone readings, like natal chart interpretation, but I have also package deals with transits for the next 12 months, so it doesn't matter what time of year a person orders one of those types of readings. And those are called deep dive readings because they're an hour long each, and they're a special price as a package deal. And I also have one with the tarot called the Whole Enchilada, and that is also a package deal. And I have, love readings, whatchamacallit, life path readings, or, career types of readings. You can find out more information at the link below. I'm at RainaMoonAstrology.com. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.